hire good talent? I would say primarily when you talk about hiring good talent, you need to focus on capabilities, not credentials. Oftentimes, we look at education level as a potential indicator for future success, but it's not the only indicator, and it's possibly not even the greatest indicator of success. Oftentimes education level can be affected by socioeconomic status, family situations, geographic and opportunity, things like that. I would say that if we can focus in on competency and figure out how to hire based on competency rather than just screening people out based on some binary qualification, we have more access to more talent. We should feel free to implement some sort of competency testing. There's only about 40% of employers do any kind of skills or general abilities test, including IQ tests. Compare that to the number of 74% of companies that do drug tests. So what are we really looking for in our employees is just they don't do drugs, or that they actually have the skills that we need for the job we're looking for. Feel free to check references and previous coworkers. Now, there's a little bit of a caveat to this, because oftentimes we talk to people who don't really know what a good developer looks like. So if you take someone who has no technical knowledge, they will often think that anyone who can write HTML is a computer genius. And so we have to take that with a little grain of salt. But if we have previous coworkers who are developers or technical minds, then those would give us a little more weight as to the skills that this person might have. Here's an interesting thing. IBM's Rocket Center in West Virginia, they have about a third of their employees that are in cybersecurity, cloud computing, application development, and help desk don't have four-year degrees. IBM is hiring for skills, and they're training people that have the right aptitude. So the next thing I'd say is open up your talent pool. Don't filter out resumes based on binary data. Oftentimes we say we're limiting to, you have to have 3 years of experience, or you have to have a 4-year bachelor's degree. And maybe the job you're hiring for does require that. Oftentimes we put that on there because we think we need to run so fast that we can't stop to train anybody. So there are just tons of talented developers out there that have little to no experience. I personally have hired many of them myself and had great success. So I would kind of liken it to the NBA draft a little bit, right? That oftentimes we have the opportunity to get some really good talent that's kind of untapped. So recognize that sometimes talent doesn't have the opportunity to go to an Ivy League school or a huge tech school. Sometimes the talent doesn't have 10 years of experience. And in fact, those who do have 10 years of experience might be set in their ways and might be a bigger headache than hiring someone who's fresh and moldable. So sometimes experience can get in the way of, hearing or accepting other points of view. The next suggestion I would say is stop posting unrealistic job requirements. Now, this one is kind of, it's a little bit funny to me as I look at the market, but TalentWorks analysis of almost 100,000 jobs found that 61% of all full-time entry-level jobs required 3+ years of experience. Now, that's kind of ridiculous, especially in tech. With how fast tech moves and what 3 years of experience brings in tech, that's not an entry-level job anymore. In fact, Entrepreneur Magazine found that is actually going up by 2.8% every year. And we often see job postings that say things like JavaScript React experience, 10 years of experience. The thing about that is that's only been around since 2013. That's 8 years. So if anybody's got 10 years of JavaScript React, I'd like to talk to them. And I don't know if it's because people aren't reviewing their job postings, or they're just borrowing from other people who don't know, but be realistic about your job requirements. Post what the job is actually going to be like. What candidates like to see is, hey, what is my day-to-day going to be? What do I going to do on the job? Don't just copy a list of all the technologies you may have in the company and say, we're looking for this person, because that's a dev team, that's not a developer. And the last thing on that is post the salaries. When you're posting a job without a salary, it's like saying, we hope you apply and like us so much you're willing to take less than you could make elsewhere. I can't think of a lot of reasons why you wouldn't post the salary, except you're embarrassed by it, or you think, oh, well, maybe we can get someone coming in for cheaper than we could if we posted the salary. The last thing I'd say is on how to hire good talent is look internally. There was a great article in Harvard Business Review called Your Approach to Hiring is All Wrong. And it talks about how post-World War II through the 1970s, that 90% of corporate vacancies were filled through promotion or lateral assignments. And today that's less than 33%. And so that change, that shift has happened not to the benefit of the employees or the organizations, in my opinion. In fact, Harvard Business Review also said that 28% of talent acquisition leaders today report internal candidates are an important source of people to fill vacancies. Only 28%. Less promotion internally means that we are spending our hiring efforts on getting new people rather than on entry-level jobs and recent graduates. And you only have to go look at the job sites to see that there are not that many entry-level jobs posted. Everybody's looking for the mid or senior level developer. That's just the way it is right now. So take a look at who's already in your company. Promoting current employees can save thousands of dollars compared to finding new employees, especially for companies looking to, for mid-level talent. When I was working at an engineering company, we had a pipeline that we developed where we would take customer service reps and we would turn them into QA, quality assurance, which was on the dev team-ish. They were the gatekeepers for our product out to the customer. They already had institutional knowledge, which made them perfect for QAing our product. After time, they actually had an opportunity to move into the development team. And by providing that, we kept these people long-term. We didn't have to worry about hiring new. We didn't have to worry about retraining, reskilling. That was huge for us. Amazon, in fact, announced last year they would spend $700 million in retraining and upskilling 100,000 employees. That's a third of their US workforce. It's huge. Investing in your upskilling increases the potential of your existing resources instead of spending those dollars trying to poach from everywhere else. It's also an excellent way to keep talent. When employees know that the opportunities exist for upward mobility and for advancing their careers, they stop looking elsewhere as long as they're happy.